What's up, you guys? Cody and I are heading back to Indiana. We got about a 12-hour drive ahead of us. We're leaving York, Nebraska right now, and we're heading through Iowa, heading through Illinois, and heading all the way across Indiana back to our home. So I'll keep you posted throughout the day. All right, guys, we are in Iowa now. Got a long drive of cornfields ahead of us. Guys, this plane straight ahead of us keeps swooping super low and then rising back up to into the air. We'll see if he does it again. Yep, here he comes. We saw a plane doing the same thing on our way through Iowa the first time. So, I don't know if it's the same area or not, I can't remember, but it must be a common thing here. Guys, look how big the blades are for these wind turbines. Pretty massive. Here you can see the turbines spinning in the distance. They're like massive windmills. There are a lot of them here in Iowa. Traffic is definitely starting to pick up the further east we go. Out west, traffic's virtually non-existent. It's pretty nice to drive out west. But yeah, this is starting to look more and more like Indiana. All right, guys, we're officially in Illinois. Cody is asleep. Never mind, he's not asleep. We're officially in Illinois, though. We still have another 6 hours to drive. What's up, guys? All right, we finally made it to Indiana. There's Indiana. There's Illinois. They look one and the same. But this is a state line, basically. Yeah, so we have 3 hours, 11 minutes of driving left to go. I don't remember what we had last time I updated you guys, but we're making our way. We're taking country roads, as you can see, to avoid some of the traffic by the Chicago area. So, yeah. All right, guys, we are for sure back in good old Indiana. Check out so much green, trees everywhere. Out west, they have none of that. It's just brown and rocks everywhere you look. So we just stopped at this gas station to stretch for a bit. I'm gonna pick up something to eat, and we're gonna keep making our way. So, guys, after being out west for a while in Wyoming, I realized, like, coming back to Indiana, I realized that Indiana is also beautiful in its own way, you know? Like, out west, it's really cool to see the sprawling landscape and the cliffs and all that. It's really beautiful. But Indiana has all this green everywhere, you know? Like, in the summer, driving down these country roads, just looking at the landscape, it really makes me appreciate Indiana's landscape as well. You know, all the trees that we have around here. Over in Wyoming, you'll drive for hundreds of miles and not see a single town. And when you do see a town, they have little signs that'll say the population, and it's usually like a couple hundred at most in the little towns you pass. And plus, you don't have cell service there almost anywhere unless you're inside of a town. So that's huge difference. Cody, what are your thoughts on Indiana versus Wyoming?
It's pretty flat out here.
Pretty flat out here? That is true, yeah. I didn't even think about that. It is pretty flat here in Indiana as well. Yeah, the green, I mean, the green is the biggest difference, I think, like all the plants and stuff. Of course, we don't have mountains here either, so. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update. We have 2.5 hours left because we live on the other side of Indiana. All right, I'm gonna say my thoughts about each state that we went through on this road trip. So, first of all, starting with Indiana. Redneck. Lots of farms. Humid. Flat. All right, those are my 4 thoughts on Indiana, and this is my home state. This is where I grew up. Let's see. Next, Illinois. Restrictive laws. Busy, very busy because of Chicago. A lot of toll roads. the greatest roads either to drive on. Overall, that's like an F tier state. Yeah. All right, next up, what do we go through next, Cody? After Illinois, went into Iowa.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so Iowa, lots and lots and lots of corn. Like as far as the eye can see, corn. That was pretty nuts. Yeah, and then we went to South Dakota. South Dakota was really boring the first half. But then once you cross over, I forget what it's called, some creek, you go over a bridge and the whole landscape just changes, and it's just hills upon hills, and it's very beautiful on the west half of the state. There's casinos in like every gas station that we went to. That was really cool and something I've never seen before. Let's see, what else was cool about? Oh, Wall Drug. Wall Drug is a huge store. Well, it started out as like a drug store, and like over 100 years ago, or almost 100 years ago, and it slowly became type of like a mall almost there in South Dakota. It's really cool. They have billboards. They start advertising like 400 miles out before you even get to it. Yeah, it's really cool. I like South Dakota. And then we made it into Missouri, or not Missouri, Wyoming. Wyoming was awesome. Legit cowboy country, Wild West. We bought cowboy hats, you know, because you kind of have to.
Yeah, we bought that.
Oh yeah, we bought these in Wall Drug, and this might be yours, I don't know. Oh, that's mine. Yeah, we bought these cowboy hats at Wall Drug in preparation for cowboy country, and it was a great decision. Wyoming is very high in elevation. I think it was like 6,000 feet plus above sea level the whole time we were there. Wyoming has a bunch of especially the west half of Wyoming, they have a bunch of cliffs and mountains all over. It's very empty though, and you have really spotty cell service. Sometimes you don't even have it for hundreds of miles. They have Yellowstone, which is the most beautiful place I've ever been. Like the most beautiful views. It's huge. We could only see half the park because we only had one day in there. But yeah, overall, I really like Wyoming. It's extremely dry out there. I think the humidity, like the humidity got to the whole time we were there was like 10%. And here in Indiana, it's like 50% plus. So massive difference. Like, you definitely need chapstick when you're out there, and you'll feel your skin dry out. But yeah, really cool state. And then, oh yes, and then on our way back, we came through Nebraska. Nebraska was extremely boring. Like it was pretty much as desolate as Wyoming, and the cell service was just as bad, but it didn't have nearly as cool views. Like there were no real mountains, like there were cliffs sometimes. But yeah, overall, it felt like it took 10 hours to get through Nebraska, even though it only took a few hours probably. But yeah, and then we came back through Iowa, Illinois, and now we're back in Indiana. But yeah, so if you haven't seen the videos from this road trip, I will put the link to the playlist right here, and definitely check it out. We had an amazing time. We left last Saturday, and now it is Friday, so we were gone 6 days ish. About a week. I forgot to talk about Minnesota. We also went through Minnesota. Minnesota's pretty cool. Once again, kind of restrictive laws. Like Cody and I can't carry in that state when we go through there, just like Illinois and Nebraska. But it was pretty beautiful there, I must say. They have so many lakes, crazy. You know, it's known as the land of 10,000 lakes. Yeah, we only stayed there for the night, and then we drove through. We stopped in a little town called Blue Earth, and we saw this giant statue. It was like 60 feet tall. At least that's what the billboard said. I think the sign next to it said it was 55.5 feet tall. But either way, it was massive. A giant green giant statue. So yeah, Minnesota, pretty beautiful place as well. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the vlog here. We have about an hour left of driving. It's starting to get dark out, so yeah, I'm gonna end it here. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you know when I post my next videos, and I'll see you in the next one.